Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you my top 5 underrated Sega Mega Drive and Genesis games. Flicky is an arcade conversion by Sega starring one of the little birds that you actually release from the badnik enemies in the original Sonic the Hedgehog. There he is, look. Turns out Flicky had his own arcade game, and it's classic arcade fun seeing you jump between platforms, collecting chicks and avoiding cats who appear from little cat flaps dotted throughout the levels. You're not completely defenseless, as you can pick up objects like coffee cups and throw them at the cats, who sometimes drop a gem for you to collect in the process. The game is a high score chaser, and there are some neat multiplier possibilities by getting all of the chicks into the exit door in one long stream. It's so fun, so you should try it out for sure. Fatal Labyrinth is one of the original roguelikes, in that it is like an old game called Rogue. The game is a sort of maze-like offering with randomly generated rooms containing monsters, potions, weapons, and gear, and it's very similar to the utterly fantastic Roguecraft from Badger Punch Games, the Evercade version of which I reviewed on my channel. Like Roguecraft, this is completely turn-based, with the option of holding down your directional inputs to play out the game in real time if you so desire. It works really well. While you'll probably need to turn off the music here as it's very repetitive, the action itself is super engrossing, and discovering what the potions do on each new run is quite stressful, as they could have positive or negative effects. With secret doorways and ever more dangerous enemies, this is a real adventure that is far more accessible than it first appears, and it truly deserves to be played. I love it. Fantastic Dizzy won't be very well known to US gamers because Dizzy was a fan favourite character who starred in a series of games back on the ZX Spectrum, which didn't have any kind of impact in the States. But this Mega Drive version is arguably the definitive Dizzy experience, as it borrows ideas from all his previous games to provide a varied, challenging, and utterly charming adventure as you move from the Treehouse Village into the city and down into the mines. The gameplay is a simple case of picking up items and dropping them in the correct location, which unlocks a new area and more items, but the slow pace, attractive visuals, and really good music make this a nice, gentle, and enjoyable experience. It could do with a save system to save your progress, as it's a bit too long to complete comfortably in one sitting, but with modern gaming options like emulation to play your backup, I'm sure you could sort something out there. It's surprisingly accessible, but also very challenging. I just find this game an absolute delight. Skitchin by Electronic Arts is an inline skating game that uses the Road Rash game engine. It's even more gritty and grungy than Road Rash, with way more weapons including crowbars and even a cattle prod, and has some really neat features like a trick system where you get rated on your tricks that you pull off as you race. You can upgrade your equipment in the skate shop and even find hidden warps to different races by jumping into billboards. The skitchin element itself sees you grabbing hold of the back of cars as they pass you, then slingshotting your way forward to get ahead in the race. When Road Rash and its first sequel remain two of the greatest racing games of all time, anything baked in the same oven has got to be worth a taste. Finally, Zombies from Konami, which was known as Zombies Ate My Neighbors in the US, and this is an arcade-style top-down action game where you have to save your neighbors from a nasty fate during a zombie apocalypse. It's actually worse than a zombie apocalypse, as the game essentially takes you on a whistle-stop tour of every B-movie worth its salt, even throwing in knowing nods and references to its source material, as you, for instance, defeat blobs of goo with a fire extinguisher. It's really cool. The lumberjack level was genuinely terrifying in the 1990s, but with secret paths opening up with the rocket launcher, using clowns as decoys, and some quick reflexes, you should be able to escape the nightmare. There are loads of levels too, and the icing on the cake is the ability to play in single-screen co-op, which is just so much fun. You can actually buy this on Nintendo Switch with its less good sequel, but this is genuinely an underrated classic. You gotta play it. Please hit like, subscribe, and hit that new hype button to give my channel a boost. I'd be very grateful. I do a regular series of Let's Plays of classic Sega games called Sega Sundays, and I do that every Sunday from 8 AM UK time, so do check out the playlist of those, as there are actually more than a year's worth already. And do let me know in the comments if you know any other underrated Sega games you think people should know about. Thanks so much for watching. Take care until next time. Cheers.